SU's season ended early in the third round of the NCAA tournament, and since then, the question on everyone's mind, will freshman point guard Tyler Ennis leave early for the pros or stay? And well, that question was answered today as Ennis declared for the NBA draft. Well, Isaac, CNS is headed to the Class AA championship after defeating West Jenny 1-0 right here at Gillette Road Park last night. And as defending state champions, CNS is making a deep run in the playoffs again this year, despite this being a rebuilding season for the North Stars. 5 months, 1 week, and 4 days until the home opener against Villanova. But in the meantime, Orange fans get a look at what we can possibly expect coming up this season with the first day of spring practice. The Orange earned a number 3 seed in the South region, meaning the Orange will travel to Buffalo for the second and third rounds, and the Orange's first opponent, 14th seeded Western Michigan. And while it is Western Michigan's first time in the tournament in the last decade, the Broncos have had quite an impressive season. Mayor Minor said in a press release that the aggressive inspection of corner stores like this one help build strong businesses and help improve the quality of neighborhoods. But the city's initiative has actually drawn mixed reaction from the community. Monday is one of many residents living near I-81 that believes the state is more concerned with rebuilding the interstate than saving the surrounding communities. Councilman Khalid Bey says the city is working on bridging this gap. First, freshman guard Tyler Ennis announced he was leaving for the NBA draft, and today, sophomore forward Jeremy Grant has decided to leave early as well. The 6'8" forward proved to be a key player for the Orange this past season, averaging 12 points and a team-high 7 rebounds, a role he was forced to prove as he started this past season as the 6th man. You see, he didn't become a starter until the 13th game of the season when he replaced center Dajuan Coleman due to a season-ending knee injury. On to Mets versus Angels. Mike Trout is batting .483 in the last 8 games against the National League, and he goes on to do well. Hits a home run to tie the game, and another batter later, Albert Pujols says, "Hey, I want one too," and Raul Ibanez says, "Hey, what about me?" There it is, 3 home runs in a row for the Angels, and yeah, that'll set the tone for a team. Angels beat the Mets 14-2, the first time the Angels hit 3 home runs in a row since July 2009. Dayton is the only double-digit seed left in the tournament, and 7 minutes to go in the first half, Florida up by 1. Scoochie Smith hits the 3, Dayton up 21-19, keeping the hope alive for Dayton fans back at home. But the Gators went on a 15-1 run to close out the first half, with Patrick Young there with the layup to extend Florida's lead to 11. But in the final 6 minutes, Scotty Wilbekin sinks the 3, and the Gators out-rebound the Flyers 37-26. And again, Florida proves too much for Dayton and wins big, 62-52. Florida breaks its Elite 8 losing streak and is headed to its 5th Final Four appearance. Par 3, 4th hole, Spieth in the bunker, but what a shot. He birdies and moves 2 strokes ahead of Watson, but Bubba gets birdies at the 8th and 9th hole here, and he goes to 8 under par. But on the back 9 is where Spieth fell off, and Watson took charge. Spieth here on the 12th hole, high in the sky, but not looking too good. That's only headed to one place. Yeah, in the water. Spieth bogeys and is unable to recover on the rest of the back 9, and Watson wins with a final round of 69, winning his 2nd green jacket by 3 strokes in 3 years. But a little someone in green right there, his son, got all Watson's attention after winning the Masters.
Good legs, finish high. Honey, I'm home. Up top, let's go.
Nottingham High School freshman Malik Zachary is becoming a rising basketball star in Syracuse. The 6-foot point guard has been training with former SU point guard Billy Edelin since 5th grade.
When he played, he was a real good point guard, And I watch his game tapes and all that. It makes me want to be just like him and play like him.
He was a young kid. I think that he wanted to do what he saw on TV, and he was kind of skilled, so he would do that, but just basically simplifying the game and just letting it come and using all his talents.
Talent isn't the only thing that sets him apart from other 15-year-olds.
Out, pound, in, out, pound, in, out. Good.
Edelin says it's his hard work.
The kids that are doing this type of stuff on like a Friday night, they could be anywhere. They want to be here. So I think it's that. And anybody will play the game, but I think getting the grades like he does, traveling, putting in the work on his body, all the stuff that's not fun is what's allowing his talents to come out.
Zachary is ranked number 75 in the nation amongst freshmen. In fact, he's drawn a lot of attention from Division I colleges, including Penn State and Boston College. Edelin says all this attention means one thing.
So it means he'll go to school for free and get his education. That's what I really care.
Through all the attention, Zachary still remains humble.
Without Billy and my father, I want to be as good as I am now, because they're actually determined to help me become a good player.
Zachary's love for the game and drive,
I'm determined to get a Division I scholarship,
helps keep his eye on the prize. Jasmine Haynes, NCC News. CNS softball is rolling past teams in the playoffs. Even after losing 9 seniors from last year's roster.
We had 3 D1 players graduate from our team last year, and these kids really worked hard in the off season, and I really don't think that a lot of people have given them credit.
Well, credit goes to North Star's defense, which helped CNS win 1-0 over West Jenny in the semifinals.
West Jenny put the ball in play a lot, and we just played steady defense, and they just never gave up. They had runners on, and they didn't get in, so they played good ball.
Along with good defense came good pitching. CNS starting junior pitcher Megan Tully gave up only 1 hit, 1 walk, and struck out 12. Rebuilding year or not, Tully says playing in the playoffs is part of her team's identity.
We're comfortable in the situation. We like being calm, and we just all pick each other up, and we make it fun.
We're just taking it a game at a time, and they'll come back out tomorrow to practice working hard and just going back at the grind tomorrow.
That grind continues as CNS prepares to face crosstown rivals Liverpool Monday for the championship. Hair extensions are a must-have accessory like jewelry for many women.
I have very short hair, and extensions, it just fills in the rest of my face, so I really need it a lot.
It's a popular trend. Salon owner and cosmetologist for 18 years, Giovanna Rucker, says most of her clients request hair extensions, and she wears them as well.
Most clients have a lot of hair. It's just fine with the hair extensions. It's easier for them to maintain their hair, especially with working out. Sometimes when you work out, you sweat. Your own natural hair is harder to maintain.
But adding those extra tresses can result in hair loss of women's natural hair, and in extreme cases, traction alopecia, or balding.
You see where the separation is between the braids? That's where she has like the traction alopecia from braids being too tight on her head.
A very popular technique involves starting with the braid like this one and taking a hair piece and attaching it to the braid with a needle and thread. But if the braid is too tight, it can pull on the hair follicles, which can result in hair loss over time. Rucker says that's why it's important to let a professional do it.
With doing your own extensions, you really can't see where you're putting the tracks or even when you're braiding it, and you can't really get that professional look. It's always better to go to your professional stylist because they know what's best.
Rucker says if you're starting to see hair loss, take a break from hair extensions to rest your hair. It's the main way to avoid the ugly cost of beauty. Jasmine Haynes, NCC News. Several houses sit on North Geddes Street, but there's one house that has been more than a home for Liz Garcia.
Exodus House Ministries has been a godsend.
Garcia fled to Exodus House to escape an abusive relationship.
When I walked in this house, I was just shattered emotionally, mentally, spiritually.
And I literally used to come in the house and would see Liz sitting in a corner with a hood on her head in the dark. But I knew one thing, we had to meet her where she was at.
Exodus House provides life skills classes to Garcia and the other residents to help restore their lives. Garcia will be the first resident to graduate from the house during the one-year anniversary celebration on Saturday. Executive Director Deborah Person says many people didn't believe Exodus House would have survived this long.
I kept telling people, all I have is my faith. To the naysayers, all I have is my faith.
And that same faith healed Garcia, and she is blossoming from the program. Her goal is to get her CDL license to become a truck driver. Garcia types her story to share at the celebration tomorrow. She hopes her story will give hope to others. Jasmine Haynes, NCC News. The fall season is here, and with it comes another season, flu season.
You've been hospitalized also? No.
Jennifer Molina goes over paperwork to get her flu shot at the Onondaga County Health Department's flu clinic. Molina says her reason for getting the shot is simple.
No one wants to get sick. Having the flu sucks.
People have deaths from the flu, so it's definitely much more serious than a cold, and you want to do what you can to prevent it.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says the flu vaccine is the first and most important step in preventing the flu, and research shows that same shot could help prevent other serious illnesses. A new study released this week reveals getting your flu shot may reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke. Dr. Simmons says the results of this study support what many doctors already believed.
It's reasonable to believe that influenza, with the stress that it puts on the cardiovascular system, is a risk factor as it is for a number of other illnesses.
The results show that people who had the flu shot reduced their risk of heart disease, stroke, and death by 36%. People with a history of heart attack that got a flu shot reduced their risk of another major cardiac event by 55%. Molina now knows her flu shot may protect her from more than just the flu. Jasmine Haynes, NCC News. For the 5th year, Jennifer Moore brings her music students to the Ithaca College High School Gospel Festival.
It's thrilling. It's my greatest pride. If there's any one thing I do for these kids, it's to get them on a bus to this school, this college here.
It's the power and the intensity of singing with such a large chorus and everything, and like gospel music is just a great great chance to do this, and I'm so grateful to Miss Moore for it.
It's the centerpiece of her music program at Willsboro Central School, a music program that has had its own mountains to overcome. The school's music program went through a slump for 2 years after the then current music teacher became ill and no longer able to teach, forcing the school to rely on back-to-back substitute teachers. But in 2009, that all changed when the school hired Moore.
We actually went out and recruited her a little bit, had heard her name in the area for a couple of years, and really were very interested to have her come and apply here.
1, 2, together.
Moore stepped in and revived the music program for grades pre-K through 12 by creating a vocal and instrumental music program.
I wanted to work in this school and have this job so that I could create the kind of music program that I would have loved as a kid.
Hallelujah, dance, children. She not only added structure to the program, but also personality and passion.
Mrs. Moore, like I said, she lets out this energy and it rubs off on you. You're just like, drum set, you know, like music, singing, awesome.
My goal is not to create a professional musician necessarily. It's someone who can enjoy music and participate.
I brought up to her one day, I wish I wish students could take other instruments like violin. And she's like, oh, if Erin wants to take violin, but she can come down and take violin. And it's been great.
Like, I was really glad that she would help people who want to try new things.
More gives more than what's required, but with any great leader comes some sacrifice.
My family's been amazing. It has not been easy though, because there have been times when I've done 80-hour weeks. And my kids are young-ish, 11 and 15, and I've missed a handful of their things, and I don't feel good about that. They love music, but they don't want to do it. They have other interests, which I totally support. Like, I wouldn't miss their fencing classes for anything. I don't care what musical opportunity it is.
It's her heart for the program that won her the National Heart of the Arts Award for the East Region.
How thrilling it is to be recognized. People are paying attention, and now I feel like, okay, now we really have to work.
The small town of Willsboro is nestled in the Adirondack Mountains with a population of about 1,800 and 98% white. That's why Moore uses the Gospel Festival to give her students a cultural experience the classroom can't teach.
It never really ends, but when we get on that bus, something changes. And we leave a little piece of ourselves here, but we bring a lot more back.
And for Moore, making a difference in her students' lives through music is the heart of why she does it all. Jasmine Haynes, NCC News. Coach Scott Brooks has consistently coached the Thunder to 4 consecutive playoff appearances with 1 trip to the NBA Finals, but their depth has consistently fallen short. Sure, salary cap issues hurt their roster's flexibility and need to be figured out fast. Starts with the coach? No. For the Thunder, it starts with the roster. Improve the supporting cast, and that will help the Thunder survive to the finals and get titles. I'm Jasmine Haynes, and that's the way I see it.